The college basketball experience previewed picks episode for Friday, January 10th on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Sign up. And when you do, sign up with the promo code TCE SGPN to get a 50% deposit bonus up to $1,000. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride.
Hey everybody, Jim McMahon here, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Yes. Woo! Welcome to the college basketball experience preview picks episode for Friday, January 10th. Oh boy, youtube.com/the college experience. Hit that like and subscribe, and a good night to you folks. If you're wondering who the hell you're listening to, my name is Colby Swinging Database Dan, aka Pick Dundee. That's not a pick. This is a pick.
He was raised in the land down under, where a man thinks on his feet, speaks with his fists, and lives by his wits.
When Dundee happened, he was a superstar.
He's the kind of guy that would drink a gallon of gasoline so he could piss in your campfire. You could drop this guy off at the Arctic Circle wearing a pair of bikini underwear without his toothbrush, and tomorrow afternoon he's going to show up at your poolside with $1 million smile and a fistful of pesos.
Oh boy. Not the best college hoops day for me. Not the best college hoops day. I'm in the red on college hoops. The only thing that saved my ass was a nice wager for Notre Dame to win by 1 to 5 points in college football. And a couple player props, but I'm okay if we're combining football. But basketball, I'm in the red. I am in the fucking red with basketball. Tough slate. I am joined by my co-host. He is the host of the Big 12 College Experience. He is also the host of the Ryan and Rush Show. Subscribe to both of those. Give it up for former video coordinator for Hall of Fame coach Bob Huggins and Frank Martin. Give it Ryan McIntyre, a.k.a. Moneyline Mac. How are you, brother?
I'm doing good, man. Another good night in hoops in terms of quality of games. I think I'm one game under 500, so finally a losing night. We had been rolling there for a minute. Let's get back on the good side.
Mac tonight! Come on, make it Mac tonight!
Yeah, I was 14 and 16 on 30 wagers today in basketball. What's up,
I feel like I got to come in and lift the spirits up. I went 4-1, almost had a perfect day. Denver rolled over and died by 25 and was non-competitive the entire game. Shout out to the Pios.
There we go. Middle of that Penn State game, he's texting me about Denver, and I'm like,
I saw that. I was like, what the fuck?
I have 8 TVs, dude. I have a studio setup here, and I still didn't have that game on.
I had it
Gotta
on.
love it.
I was like, play some fucking defense. They're terrible.
I didn't bet it. I think you bet it, right?
Hey, at least they were competitive from the get-go. So, hey. Go out.
Easy. Yeah, there you go. That is the way to lose. We started things off with a lock battle win for Dundee. Get this little cock bullshit out of here. Morehead State 59, Little Rock 53. Your thoughts?
I'll pull Bieniek. I was forced to bet this game. Tried to go on the little cock angle, and boy, they look like shit today. Morehead led the entire game.
Yeah. Shout out to Michael in the chat giving us $20 for Noah's dumbass, Max angles, and bet output. And Colby's A-sides. A-sides and fire ass slides. She'll let Melo's son play now on the C-Dub network. Hey, there we go. Appreciate you, Michael. The A side. Oh, just the 2-part college football episodes, I'm assuming. Or is something flying completely over my head, perhaps. But either way, we're grateful. All right, you can call me a fucking idiot, gap tooth pile of shit. I don't care. Let's go. The next game was
Great game.
It was a tough loss.
Yeah,
it was a tough loss. The SoCon delivered again on a nationally televised game. The kid from George Mason, I'm drawing a blank on his name right now. Ronald Polite hits a 3 at the buzzer to take down the Chattanooga Mocs. I mean, dude, and Chattanooga had just hit a 3 to tie it up right before that. The game that's classic SoCon basketball to me.
Yep.
Classic SoCon basketball. I ate shit on this play. I think you did as well. Crazy shot, but a great job by him. And he's hit a few game winners this year. So yeah.
So Colby, they're saying asides are basically like your tangents. You're going aside to talk about.
I got you. So. Well, I joke around on the football show and say, you're listening to the A side, we go to the B side. So I thought he missed a space. And I thought he was going with A side, So I don't want you to think I'm that retarded. I'm pretty retarded, but I mean, shout out to UNCW Reed for giving us $100. Picked up the show a week ago. Can't put it down. Great content. Hey, well, are you a Wilmington fan too? Let's go. Seabirds, baby. Let's fly. Appreciate you, man. That's really, really kind of you. And then this game. Now I will say, I just had to get an answer on you guys because you guys took Oregon. I took Ohio State in a battle for the ages. I have 3 dogs. I picked up 2 dogs from the road driving cross country, and I got them their shots and everything this week, and for whatever reason, they've had some serious diarrhea. And dude,
I can attest. Last night it was just Colby and I here in the stream waiting for Mac to get here, and all of a sudden, just out of nowhere, just right behind.
Dude, I mean, I don't even know what happened because I was you see that the lights behind me in the background there? That's a room with 8 TVs on right now, right? And well, no, I'm just saying, like, I'm in there watching. I got the computer and everything, but I can't really hear what's going on here. But I just came in here like 40 seconds ago, and then my wife comes out, and then she's like, "Oh my god!" This was staged. So not only had and I'm going to gross some people out right now, but I'm saying the dog had completely shit in its cage, and the dog has some type of anxiety. Like clearly someone treated the dog like shit before, right? So he or she really like goes to that cage as like her safe haven. It's open, but it's like that's her safe haven. Well, she shit in it and then like had sat in it all within like a 3-minute situation. And so I'm like, oh my god, this is so gross, right? But it smells so bad. So you have to. I had the plot on how it's freezing cold outside. Normally I use the hose to bathe them. You know what I mean? To wash them. So I'm like, wait, am I going to bring this dog? So in the middle of the Ohio State Oregon game, I'm in hell, just trying to clean a crate. And me and my wife, she's in the bathroom. We got this guy in the bathtub, washing her, while I'm just cleaning up shit like I've been doing with my picks all day today. So I had no idea what happened. Like the final 5 minutes of this game, I'm like, damn it. So when I left, I know Ohio State was winning, and I was like, okay, we're looking good. What happened here, guys? And because Ohio State was up a lot of the game.
Yeah, I think that's pretty symbolic of the last 5 minutes. Honestly,
she was giving me a message. Your pick was shit, Dundee. Here you go.
No, just Ohio State shit themselves.
The Buckeyes led for about 35 minutes, and they they choked. And it's, I think, Oregon's sixth comeback win of the year. So they got some magic in these second halves, and The Buckeyes, I said it before the show, they're kind of like the Oklahoma. Them and Oklahoma remind me of each other. They always are right there to win a big game, marquee game, to get their resume over the top, and then they choke the game away. That's a bad loss. They should have won that game.
Yeah, Go Beefs cracking me up there.
Yeah, and I also every stoppage late in game that just benefits the better tactical coach. Like that's
a good point. I mean, there was a clear coaching advantage.
Yeah.
I just feel like I should have went 3-0 right there, and I went 1-2, and I just knew, and I just knew that the fact that I was in like 18 degrees over here cleaning up shit. You know what I mean? Like it was not a good. I just knew the day was a little doomed. Thank God Notre Dame helped me a little bit there, but we should have bet Vermont because Lowell. You bet Lowell, didn't you?
Yeah, I thought for a minute there they were going to pull away, and then Vermont comes out and it has like a 10-0 run. This was the spot that, like, if they're going to trip up, it would have been here. But yeah, fucking Vermont owns this league.
I mean, that was the hard one too. That was the one on the road.
Yeah.
Now Lowell could get them in.
Yeah. If you're gonna fade Vermont, I mean, they had a great crowd. It was packed in there, and Vermont just took the soul from them again.
It's what they do. It's what they do. The Maine Black Bears took down the golf course of Binghamton. We did not bet this, but we took Binghamton, so we would have got that wrong had we bet it. And then we did bet Rutgers. So out the gate, I was off to just you just knew. I was like, oh, this is going to be tough. 68-50. Rutgers only scores 50 points. Now that does happen sometimes with Rutgers hoops, but I thought they were better at scoring the ball this year. Your thoughts on a terrible, terrible play by us and the Rutgers Scarlet Knights?
Yeah, good. I'll go to the winning side. Good win for Purdue. This has been a house of horrors. I mean, you remember the half court buzzer beater. Oh, yeah. They lost another year there. Rutgers, if you're losing games at the rack, you're in trouble, man. They're 8-8 overall, 1-4 in Big Ten play. They may have 2 lottery picks, but they're fucking not even going to make the NIT.
Yeah. Speaking of not making the NIT, lock battle win for Mac. We were tied 1-1. Now you went up 2-1 because Detroit. You know what? I forgot. Detroit was probably going to. They were interested in the college football playoffs tonight. Do they have a team? No, but they just decided to not show up there in wherever the fuck, Indianapolis, Fort Wayne. I don't know.
What was the final score? I didn't even check what the final score was.
They lost by 34, dude. 34-point loss. The hospital. Gotta. I don't know. Like early on, like it just seemed like they probably from like 8 minutes in, I was like, uh-oh. No, I still didn't think they'd lose by 30. Yeah. I thought they'd lose by like 17. This was bad. Something's up. I want this investigated for a food poisoning situation. Something.
So our buddy at IU Indy hit me up, right? He was disappointed that I was not at the game. And he goes, Jags rolled them, and he's like, tell Colby, I can't believe he went against us. Fucking Lord, have Detroit mercy.
Occasional
lose by 35 to IUPUI. That's almost impossible.
I feel like it's rigged, right? This is. I told you they just funded a war somewhere we don't even know, right?
Should have just bet that game and no other games.
I watched the entire game. I had this game on the entire game. Now I still was cleaning up shit at some point early on, but I had this on the screen the entire time, and they were ass the entire game. But look, if you're gonna give me shit for this one, I'm gonna give you shit for this one because you talked me into Bellarmine because Bellarmine's ass, and Jacksonville went in there and won by 15.
They dressed it up a little bit.
Bellarmine sucks, dude. I've watched them. I don't know what happened to them a couple years ago. I liked their team. They used to kind of be like the Tommies, but
yeah, they got to get some better white guys. The whites that they got right now.
Who are these whites?
Yeah, these Caucasians suck. I felt like they were just around 5-6 points, and then the wheels fell off at the end. Good Lord.
Yeah. Wilmington drilled Monmouth. God, I should have bet that. Didn't though. Texas State took down Troy. I think I tried to talk you into a bet. I'm glad you talked me off that. And then we both, I think, noted that UMBC drills these teams. I don't know why we didn't stick to our thoughts, or I don't even know. I mean, I didn't bet this. Did you? Did you bet UMBC as they drilled NJIT? Yeah. Campbell took down Hampton. Like, I didn't bet this, but I didn't get it right. I mean, I had a fucking terrible day on my actual picks. Drexel took down Stony Brook. Glad we didn't bet that. Oakland Wright State. Bieniek.
How did I lose this fucking cover? Oakland led the whole fucking game.
I didn't bet this, but what? Yeah. So I mean, down the stretch, right? Just made a couple threes or something.
Oakland missed a tying shot with like 5 seconds, and they fouled. They lose by 4. But god damn, they had the lead for 35 minutes.
Yeah. We both bet New Hampshire, and they covered against Albany. There we go. Finally, some music from me. But I went right back to losing right after that because Hofstra did lose to Charles. Hofstra has been a very hard team for me to understand this year. A couple of years ago, they were a darling of mine. This year, I cannot understand them. The one time I don't take them, they look great, and then I go in and they look like shit. And it's that cycle has happened a bunch of times this year. Yeah, shout out to Charleston. Is Charleston the best team in the CAA?
Them or Wilmington?
Yeah.
Hey, I mean, I keep thinking Towson is going to get it going. They were supposed to be really good, but they just haven't looked the part. I know they won tonight.
Yeah, we bet on that, but we'll get to that in a bit. Stetson 75, Central Arkansas 65. I actually picked this one right, just didn't bet it, so I feel good about that.
I had no feel of this game. You couldn't have paid me to bet this game. I had no idea what side to take.
We had a triple lock here. Whoa. With Eastern Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky 79, North Florida 74. That was a triple lock that cashed. They opened up the gymnasium. The chat was talking about it. They list other podcasts. We were the only ones talking about that. Not bad for a couple guys, knee deep in alcohol and good times. Storytelling. All right. Roasting fucking marshmallows and s'mores and shit. You know what I mean? Just telling stories by the fire. Did you watch this game?
I did. I actually got a lot of eyes on it. Good game, back and forth. EKU makes their free throws get stops, and a good win for AW Hamilton in the home opener at the new arena.
Yeah, and then we followed that up with another triple lock hit with Marshall covering the 1.5 as they won by 2 against JMU. Let's go. So this was a little sweaty. I thought we had it at like the 5-minute mark or whatever. I don't know. Like I had this game on. I thought JMU, they definitely made it a little sweaty towards the final couple minutes. Was like, your thoughts?
Yeah, I got eyes on this game as well. Marshall, like you said, it was back and forth the entire way. Got a nice whistle, foul, and he made the 2 free throws. Good win for Marshall over JMU. Looked good tonight, though. I mean, it's hard to win on the road.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't go back and listen to yesterday's episode, but I believe like our top plays. I think I did pretty good on my top plays. I think I might have won 4-0 on my top plays.
Yeah, the chat was asking you how you had such a bad day going 4-0 on your best bets.
Yeah. Well, just because you bet 30 games, sometimes you get some. It was the way I lost too. Like I thought Ohio State was the right side. I thought Chattanooga was going to be the right side. And to be fair, though, the Chattanooga game, I kind of think Greensboro played the better game. Mm-hmm. But I also ate shit right here with Elon against William and Mary. This fucking William and Mary team, dude.
So glad it stayed alive.
and honestly, like William and Mary, this was no fluke. William and Mary just beat them. They were better
good,
the whole game. Yeah.
They're kind of good. Like the more and more I watch them, they actually have some athleticism, just like Cornell did under Earl last year coming over from there.
And shout out to our guy who went to this game. I'm drawing a blank right now. Damn it. I saw it last night in the chat that he was going to this game. My apologies. One of our faithful, God, I'm drawing a blank. I'm just stupid right now. Please don't take offense to that, but I know I was trying to give you a shout out because you went to the game, but I forget. I'm forgetting right now. We did double lock Towson, and they won 80-73 against Northeastern. Nice handicap by us, but yeah, Towson's not the team I think coming into the preseason that we thought they would be as of January 10th. But still, nice spot, good win. We got it going. Your thoughts?
Yeah, what are they in league play now? 2-1. Their only losses at Charleston. They won at Wilmington, but yeah, they got some work to do. But yeah, good win for the Tigers tonight in Pat Scary.
And then I tried to bring you along. You wanted to bring up that bullshit. I felt great about these Delaware Blue Hens. Almost put up 100 on North Carolina A&T. 98-80. What's that?
So the wheels fell off big time in this game. It was
did you battle me on this or did you?
Yeah. It was like a 3-point game with like 5 minutes and then boom, avalanche at the end.
I'm on the fade.
The other coaching game.
I know. I'm on the fade A&T train. What's up,
Colby?
Bieniek?
Mac had Izzo in his preseason Final Four. 357 asking about Michigan State. Are they a Final Four team this year? Did you see they blew out Washington by 34?
I bet Washington. Did I see it? It was over within it was like 21-3 to start the game, and I was like, okay.
Welcome to the Big Ten, Huskies.
Okay. It wouldn't surprise me. I think, Tom Izzo teams historically, even the team that won the national championship way back in the day with Mateen Cleaves, friend of the program. I was a hater on that team all year. I don't hate the style of play. I just didn't think they were capable of winning the national championship that year. I can remember arguing with my oldest brother saying, the Mateen Cleaves is good, but they fucking suck. And so it wouldn't surprise me at all if he got to the Final Four. But I had to see anyone can make. You need the bracket. It's hard. I would say it would not surprise me one bit. I would put them in one of 25 teams to 30 teams that right now I could say could make the Final Four. They would qualify. Mac, you still feel good about that? Yeah,
for sure. I think they're going to win the Big Ten. It's the year after the year. They had all that cute preseason hype, and all those guys left, and this new group is just bought in. You kind of see that with the older coaches now, where they get a new group, they're too dumb, they don't know better. Yeah, they're coachable, and they grind them, and they buy in, and then next year they'll suck because they'll get paid in the NIL, and Izzo will hate his team, and he'll get a new group the next year. It's in a circle of life here.
Yeah.
Psychology.
Bieniek, are you not of that opinion?
They're way better than I thought they were coming into the year.
Yeah.
I thought
Michigan too, to tell you the truth. Both the Michigan schools are way better than I thought they would be.
The only reason why I was slightly higher on Michigan, I didn't think they were going to be this good, but Michigan at least was a little bit more experienced. And coming in, I still don't know if Michigan State has a great center. I still don't know, but
give her Longwood.
They're Zapala is not bad, but they're scrappy on the glass despite the size, and they're just getting enough offensively where that defense, that grind you down style of ball is gonna win a lot of games. So every single night they're not gonna have a down night just because defensively they're going to show up. So they'll be a much more consistent squad than I thought they were going to be.
And also 357, I want Ohio State tomorrow and the over. For what it's worth.
I'm happy. My one wish was that Penn State would not win the national championship this year.
Explain yourself. You're a fucking Michigan fan. What the fuck does that even mean?
If Ohio State wins, it's obviously terrible. if Notre Dame wins, it was obviously terrible. But if Ohio State won, I could say that like a bad Michigan team beat that national championship team. That's what I will remember over.
They still get a natty.
If Penn State won a natty for the first time in 3 decades, that fan base wouldn't know how to act. Like I have roommates from college that are Penn State fans. So
how bad were those announcers tonight? How bad were those fucking announcers?
Those guys are jabronis.
They were so bad. That was one of the worst. I mean,
that's
called games of the season.
That's what you get throwing an SEC crew on a non-SEC game. It is what it is.
Saying, well, Drew Allen never makes mistakes. I was like, that's my whole fucking handicap. Go back and listen to our episode. I was like, game will be close. Game will be on the line. Drew Allen will make a mistake, and that's why I take Notre Dame to win this game by a field goal.
Yeah.
I think I had it at
throw.
Yeah. No, I didn't have them scoring that many points, but yeah.
And obviously Texas winning national championship would be terrible, but I just feel like Freeman winning is like the least hurtful in my opinion to me. So Notre Dame was the team I was rooting for coming in. So
I mean, once it got to the 4, I'm rooting for Notre Dame too, just because they're independent, and I like them being independent. We need more independence, not less.
I guess I'll root for Notre Dame. Out of the 3, I hate all these teams left.
Yeah. I mean, I think you gotta root for Notre Dame. But anyway, folks, what I tell you, the college basketball experience. It's part of the Sports Gambling Podcast Network, and the NFL playoffs are here. And no matter how European their game is turning with that bullshit new ass kickoff, all right, with your declaring onside kick like it's goddamn World War II. All right. We know it's all silly, but look, you can still make money here. And that's why you should check out the Sports Gambling Podcast, because they're on top of it when it comes to the NFL. For all your NFL picks and props, check it out. And remember, as always, folks, to let it ride. We're also brought to you by DraftKings. Yes. Playoffs. We're talking about playoffs. Yeah, you bet we are. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the National Football League. Scoring touchdowns is key to winning the playoffs. And you can score big by betting on them at DraftKings, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score a touchdown. Go to DraftKings Sportsbook app, make your pick. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 and get $200 instantly in bonus bets. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app, but use that promo code SGP. Once again, that's promo code SGP for new customers. When you bet $5, you're going to get $200 in bonus bets instantly, only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
Bieniek, hit me. 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over, age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio.
All right, we're back. Yes, this was Robert Martin saying this was on a loop. Yeah, one of those episodes. I didn't realize that the audio I downloaded for that was just on loop. I just thought, I prefer to read it personally. I prefer to read all that gibberish, see if I can test myself.
I'm a pro, Robert, so no need to worry about the loop. I might leave myself on mute to start episodes from time to time, but I got that.
How about this on loop though?
Well, I don't get the brain man cold,
but they're counting down 7-6-5.
Bieniek always had the
well, I don't get the brain man cold,
but they're counting down 7-6-5.
I want Lou Holtz versus Ryan Day. Anyway, what's up? What were you gonna say?
I just said Bieniek every now and then. If like he doesn't have a good night, he'll come in and he'll just start sounding like Lou Holtz. It's hilarious. that is pretty consistently. When
right?
he's pissed off, he sounds like Lou Holtz. He's just like, I don't know.
Yeah.
What did you say?
What do we got next? Another great win by me. One of my top plays of the night. Florida Gulf Coast, 75, North Alabama 70, double lock, I believe. This was a little sweaty, a little bit sweaty. but we got it done. Also, I took Kennesaw State to cover. They did against Middle Tennessee. Didn't bet it, but I think you took MTSU.
Yep.
But then we double locked La Tech as they drilled the airport by 17. Yeah. And how about the Wolves of West Georgia? Did you catch this?
Yeah, they look good.
I took them. I didn't bet them, but I took them on the picks page. They won 72-68 outright against the Govs.
Yeah.
That's a big win for that program. Big win for that program.
Absolutely. I mean, these two teams, you just want to see life a little bit, progression this year, and then maybe they can turn into the great Tommies in year 2. You never know. The Tommies is a standard.
Yeah. Parlay Ray, didn't Colby say take North Alabama yesterday? No, I took Florida Gulf Coast. That was actually, I believe, my top play of the night. When we go in and say it, it was the top play that I said.
Initially you liked Gulf Coast, and then I talked to Spot, and you went from liking it, you go, that might be the best play on the board.
Yeah. Sometimes, I mean, dude, when there's a big ass slate like this, and
talk it out.
No, I'll be honest. I'm not going to bullshit my clientele out there that dial 1-800 pick Dundee with me. I am using this episode more this year than previous years, like to work out what I like. A lot of that is because I have a child that's been born just a few months back, but you know what I mean? So you don't get as much downtime. You don't get as much down like before. I'd be sitting there in the studio hours before this show, number crunching shit and like looking at, okay, I like this game. I like this game. Where when you have a big slate of over 50 games, some of them you just don't have the time to go into it. So when we do this show, sometimes it's sitting there like you're here, you're playing it out, and I'm like, wait a second, you made a great point. They are going to win this game. So allow me to explain myself a little bit. West Georgia, though. I mean, that win was fantastic. We ate shit with Arkansas State against South Alabama. Yeah.
Dud of a play. They didn't show up tonight. What the fuck?
They got beat down. They got beat down.
Who's the South Alabama team? 4-0 in league play.
I'm still a skeptic.
I know. I think that they're not that good, and I would go, damn, they've won 5 in a row since kind of hanging in with TCU on the road in a bye game, and now they're 4-0 in league play.
Yeah.
Hey, give them their flowers. Good win.
But I think, how sharp are we on this one, dude? Queens 75, Lipscomb 73. I want to bring back the conversation I had the other night about the best team in the A-Sun. I don't know if it's Lipscomb. I watched this whole fucking game tonight. I don't know if I'm all the way there yet. Are you panicking on that, or do you think like this is just a one game?
I think I'll still say Lipscomb, but I don't think it's 14 points like the numbers suggested tonight. Queens is pretty fucking good. That's
what I'm saying, dude. I like when people I talked to several people, and they're like, "Oh, Lipscomb's the team," and I'm like, I get it. They're good. We've cashed on them a lot this year, but I'm not just gonna say for sure they're walking away with this thing.
Yeah, I was higher on Lipscomb, I think, than even Mac. Lipscomb was like one of my favorite mid majors. Period. Coming into this season, they're old. They make shots. They play good defense, but they didn't play good defense today. I mean, Queens shot the lights out from all over today, and yeah, I just a little bit of pressure there. That was the conference home opener. So
15.5 points was fucking ridiculous. Hope you cashed in. I mean, that line was insulting. I mean, I almost thought like, what are they going to lose by 40? Because like, why would you set it this high?
Yeah.
But
Queens is 3-0 with a win over Florida Gulf Coast too, and Lipscomb in conference play. So 2 good wins there.
It's a good program. I don't think people realize how good that program was at the D2 level, and they've been solid the first 2 years. They've been hovering around 500. Another coach's tour. Grant Leonard doing a good job. Shout out to him.
And Lundy was there prior, right?
Yeah.
And that
Leonard worked for Lundy.
Their home games get kind of lit, man. It's like a small ass gym, but they get lit.
Yep.
Southern Miss took down ULM by 17. Wow. Okay. And then one of the worst plays of the night, I took Washington. Did you take Washington?
I did. That was awful.
Dude, at least that game was over after 2 minutes, so there was no real reason to
watch.
Yeah, I like a loss like that. I don't want like coming back to make it a 2-point game and then losing it again.
Yeah.
We also
like Penn State last night. It's like
I like these Big Ten ones where it's like, okay, bad play. Let me watch this. Korean ping pong they got going on ESPN Plus. We ate shit with Samford against VMI.
They look like shit tonight.
Yeah, I'll be honest. I'm surprised they even won by double digits. It wasn't. Yeah. Valley took down Grand Canyon. I picked this correctly. Didn't bet this. You took Grand Canyon. Grand Canyon's a garbage ass team this year, dude.
Dude, they're but like they'll randomly pop up and blow these teams out. Like them and High Point have been just so up and down. I can't figure them out. I'll bet Grand Canyon on Saturday, probably again. Go back to the
I might join you. Okay, lock battle win. Well, I think we were 2-2, and then you now went 3-2 because the Tops, my fucking Tops, you fucking losers, blow a halftime lead. Jacksonville State puts it on them in the second half, and even a late dunk as a nice fuck you.
Ooh,
I do like that. I do like that. But 73-67. The Cox get the best of the Tops, and nice handicap. Great play. In the first half, dude, Jacksonville State won this game going 3 for 20 from 3.
That's impressive.
That is very impressive on the road at the a lit environment traditionally, or a good home team traditionally. Big time win there for the Gamecocks. Nice play, Mac. Here's your music.
That dunk was nice. When they did the extra dunk at the end, I go, "Oh yeah, that was for Ray Harper, baby."
That dunk had a message. That dunk had a message.
Fuck you. That was fucking nice. Shout out to Ray Harper. That's gonna be a game ball. I can tell you that.
Oh yeah. Remember when also we cashed on North Dakota State? Because remember that time Oral Roberts told me they would never be affiliated with gambling. Well, you were affiliated last night on this goddamn show when we faded you. North Dakota State 110, Oral Roberts 96. Do you guys play any defense today? I'm even disappointed for North Dakota State. I'm like, how'd you let Oral Roberts score 96 on you? Yeah, that was a good double lock. Old Dominion beat Louisiana by 11. You picked this correctly. I know we didn't bet this, but I did not pick it correctly as the Raging Cajuns got destroyed. You tried to bring me along with Lindenwood. I should have listened. Lindenwood, the Penitentiary, won by 10 against Tennessee State. Nice play. I mean, I picked it. I just didn't want to bet it. Nice play there. Did you bet that? You bet this, right?
I did. And you know what, man? Like this was like we're going to go through the OVC games because the OVC always has to play at the same time, I may add. This was like in the middle of the fourth quarter, Penn State, Notre Dame. And I threw it on the side TV because I couldn't get my eyes off the 4 OVC games that I threw on the big screen quad box. And I was just watching them all come down to the wire. That league's the best, man. That needs to be on a Friday night. Like they got to figure that out.
It's not rocket science. They're just fucking idiots.
Friday, Sunday, OVC. We could have the 7 o'clock window be the MAAC and the NEC, and then the 9 and 10 o'clock window be the fucking OVC. And then Sunday we can get some late afternoon night OVC games. Come on, man. Let's make this happen.
How do they drop the ball on this? You know who's not dropping the ball? It's the college basketball experience and our sponsors, Underdog Fantasy. Yes, Underdog Pick'em is one of the biggest menus for all the sports. Underdog is always making it easier to win with profit boost and gimme pick'ems. And Underdog Playoff Best Ball is now live. The Gauntlet Tournament has $2 million in prizes up for grabs for just a $25 entry. They got college hoops. They got college football. They got everything else too. NASCAR, NHL, NMLB, NBA, MMA, CFL, NFL, everything. So sign up, and when you do, sign up with the promo code TCESGPN to claim your special pick plus first time deposit offer up to $1,000 in bonus cash. That's underdogfantasy.com. Promo code TCESGPN. I can tell you this. I like Travion Henderson higher than his rush. I think it's 40, if memory serves me correct. I believe 45.5 rushing yards tomorrow against the Texas Longhorns. I also like, I can't recall the number off the top of my head, but I like Matthew Golden higher than his receiving projections as well. So yeah, underdogfantasy.com, promo code TCESGPN. All right. We are back and still recapping. Parlay Ray, I would disagree with you, man. I think the sport of basketball is actually better players today because more people play it than then. I mean, yes, Larry Johnson and Grant Hill were freaks of nature athletically. But yeah, I think the game, like, here's the thing that's tricky.
It's hard to compare eras. I don't know if that's where you were going, but the athleticism of kids today, I think your average kid is a lot more athletic than the average kid 30 years ago. And I'm not ripping on that type of generation. I'm just saying, as we've seen, how to progress and develop and get better at these type of things and strategy, game plan,
evolution, perhaps
it all evolves. And I think the talent gets better. And it's tough to compare eras.
See, I don't even know that I agree. I mean, you could be right. I'm not going to say you're wrong, but I will say, like, a lot of people tell me this when I argue football, and then I pull up. I like did a deep dive one day of like Jim Thorpe's 40 times, is 40 times, and John Riggins 40 times, and Jim Brown's, and I'm like, no. I think they're playing on better surfaces now where the game's faster, but I don't necessarily believe that, because I tell you this, watching like Tyler Warren get dinged up tonight, and he's a fucking dog, don't get me wrong, and Riley Leonard just barely get hit and they get out of the game. I'm like, Dad, that would not happen with back in the day. They would be like, no, I got this, we're fine. So like, I think they were tougher back then. But I'll say this, and my oldest brother brings up this point all the time, and I do believe there's something to be said for that. Like Larry Johnson and Grant Hill were incredibly talented players. Stacey Augmon, they were on teams that were so much better than the best teams today, right? I do believe that, but they would drill these mid majors by like 100, right? I believe the overall amount of good basketball players is bigger than it was then. Go back and watch, like I watch classic sports all the, like on YouTube. I'm saying, I don't, not the channel. I'll just go back and watch random games all the time when I'm bored, just in the office doing work. I put them on, and I'm like, it's like the Cal Bakersfield teams or whatever, those mid majors were, the gap was so far, right? Now I believe the gap is super, super, super close. So I believe the sport is actually better now. Like the sport, as far as like, you can watch a guy randomly. We watched it the other night from Morgan State drop 40 fucking points. Now, granted that was against, NC Central. I'm sure you could pull an example from 1988 or some shit like that. But I just truly believe from watching that, I think the mid majors and just even like your shitty Power 5 teams are more talented than they were then. And I think some of that's NIL, some of that's transfer portal, some of it is just the sport of basketball is more global than it was then. So how do you feel about this conversation, Mac?
I think the 3-point line has really neutralized a lot of things, because if you can make shots, it can neutralize. I also think that just today's game, today's player, they have more resources. You mentioned the surface, film, and then recovery. Like Michael Jordan did not have the resources LeBron James had. Like LeBron invests how much? Like $2-3 million a year into his body. to make sure that and Tom Brady too. Michael Jordan was fucking going out, smoking cigars, gambling away, drinking whiskey all night, playing 36 holes. Like, I just think that the technology and the resources the guys got now are way more.
Well,
I mean, Larry Bird was a part-time construction worker for his parents.
Well, some of that is this too. I think you realize back in the day, you didn't have a lot of guaranteed contracts, whether it's NFL, whether it's, so you looked at it differently. Like when you're in high school or college and you're balling out at whatever level you're playing at, like you can legitimately make $500 million in your career if you handle it right. Like if you're that good, like you're like, wait, I could turn this into shoe deals, everything, movies. I could be a fucking broadcaster after a while. I can really change my family's life. Like, I don't think that was the thought process. I mean, maybe a little bit your family's life back in the 70s or 80s, but you didn't have a guaranteed contract. I think you lived a little bit more for today and less about planning, 20 years down the line. Cause now you have fucking I've actually been to a couple of these, when I was living in LA, just knew someone with the Clippers. So I was just curious. I didn't go to like an actual player one, but I was curious, like their meetups as far as like in a hotel lobby room about how they would train basically managers to come in and try to talk to younger kids or college kids about how they could do this with their careers. So it's with all that money that came in and corporate, whether it's corporate money, just the sport got huge. Yeah. I think that kind of changes the way you look at it when you're 22 years old, as opposed to players in the 70s or 80s. Yeah. But
there's more resources and more information out there for these guys now.
Yeah. Yeah. But still, I think college basketball gets slept on a lot. Like, I think the actual sport is in better shape than most people realize.
Just watch the games every night.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Games. I mean, we're gonna have another mega Saturday here in 24 hours, and it's gonna be fucking chaos again.
I remember like we heard Jim McMahon once, and he was like, "Dude, our money was shitty in the 80s." He was like, like we had a strike twice in 82 or in 87 because we were trying to get more money. So it's like, you see Mahomes making 500 million or whatever his contract is, and he's just like,
this is a great point by Hasty too. College basketball players are also 26 now.
that too. But BYU always had those guys. But no, like, I think, I don't know what the fuck I was talking about. Let's go. Let's jump into this.
Now you're Lou Holtz.
I forget what the fuck my point was. This guy came in like a fucking bull. All right. And I was like, what the fuck was I talking about? But Hasty did have a good point. Where are we at? Eastern Illinois. We double locked them, lost money.
Bad loss.
Yeah. Rivalry game, right?
Tennessee Tech fucking 4-1, man.
It's not a rivalry game.
No,
but
the rivalry game.
I feel like I just try to blame my law. Oh, rivalry game, gotcha. UT Martin got Western Illinois. I'm glad I didn't bet that. SEMO got the Screaming Eagles of Southern Indiana. Glad I didn't bet that. But how sharp are we on this fucking play? Tarleton State on the money line. Hey, they're rolling right now, man. Watch out. Watch out.
I like this team. Dude, they play hard as shit for Gillespie. I told Bieniek, remember when we did the preview? I go, I don't know what the fuck they're going to look like, but
you're right.
Having them playing hard, man.
I was fading them like crazy early, and I made a pretty penny, but like now it's not an auto fade anymore, and they have a pulse. It's still a very young squad, but yeah, they're definitely figuring.
Didn't I lock them up opening night and they lost by like 1,000?
Yeah, we were like, hey, they're like a whole new.
I was like, I don't give a fuck. I believe in Billy Gillespie. And then I ate shit.
mean, 357. Mattis was like before my time, but Colby's an Orioles fan. I don't know if he's got any thoughts there or not. But
yeah. I mean, wait, what happened?
Brian Mattis passed away.
No, but I'm saying what happened.
Like, how'd he pass?
Yeah,
cause of death. I don't know.
Damn,
that's a bummer. That's a bummer. I grew up an Oriole fan. Yeah, I mean, I've been an O's fan. Went to Cal. Me and NC Nick went to Cal Ripken's baseball camp, man, as kids. All right, and he was the man. I think I have somewhere in my mom's house. I have a Bill Ripken autograph on my fuckface card.
They didn't release cause of death. So.
That's terrible though. Love and condolences to him and his family. Well, I was in the middle of saying something again. I don't remember, but Oh, my Christmas tree. Look, I told you the Christmas tree is going to go down sometime between January 10th and January 20th. I firmly believe in that. All right. 10th and 20th. If you're pre-10th, I think that's bullshit. All right. Now I will say I'm working with a fake tree, so I guess I can't really talk shit because I don't normally do the fake tree, but it's much easier now. I have no excuse, but I still just believe 10 to 20. So actually, to be honest, we were planning on doing it tonight before dog shit just took over our household. So after that, we're like, you know what? No, we're not doing it. Hope that answers all the tough questions today.
Mine's still up upstairs. My wife's not home. I ain't doing it myself. I can tell you that.
Yeah. I don't do the fake trees normally, Chris. I just moved here. It's just it was one of those things where it was just like, yeah, let's do the fake tree. We have it. It was a gift too. So it was like, I didn't go seek it.
They're busting your balls for a fake tree.
Yeah, I don't do a fake tree. This is my first time in my life with a fake tree. But I came all the way over here. I drove cross country, came all the way over here, and then it was like in the house, like, here's your gift. I was like, I guess we'll use it. You know what I mean? You gotta an infant. You're just like, whatever. I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? He's not gonna remember any of this, right? Anyway. Fullerton loses by 10 to UC Davis. I think I picked this correctly, but didn't bet it. And I'll be honest, the Big West, you savage motherfuckers, making these teams play. Unbelievable. Now Davis is in Northern California, but Fullerton's down by LA. Northern Colorado 83, Montana State 82. We cashed on this one. Double lock. Montana State plus 1.5. Woo!
Bro, they fucking blew a 17-point lead with like 8 minutes left.
It's just tough.
Fucking awful.
North Dakota blasted Denver 95-70. Glad this Bieniek bastard didn't get me on this. I knew these Fighting Hawks had some heart.
My piles. I'll be back next home game.
That shit was awful. They got fucking killed. But North Dakota's fucked on the road. Like,
dude, the Fighting Hawks aren't bad this year. They're not bad this year. We ate shit on this.
I don't believe North Dakota is one of the better teams in the Summit League, though. You
still, I'm just saying,
on your home floor
compared to last year when they were like a bottom 5 team.
The fuck was that?
They've moved up the ranking some.
Denver's the worst in the Summit League. I'm a sucker, but it is what it is.
No, I respect that. We didn't bet this game, but we did eat shit on the pick because Northern Arizona covered against Montana. And then you ate shit on this bet as the Flaming Libs went in to the Bear Claw and made it. Did you see this buzzer beater before the half?
Yes, that changed the whole momentum.
Dude, and he got fouled. They missed the foul. His arm gets hit on that.
Sam Houston had the lead, and then he made that big three to go up 2. I was like, oh, shit. Now the Libs got the fucking momentum.
Yeah. UT Arlington. Remember, I dove into the stink, and I lost a bunch of money. Utah Tech 74, UT Arlington 62. We knew this stunk, but I don't know. This is my fault. But sometimes you just want to dive in. I'm like, I think Arlington's a better team, but they just got drilled. It's a bad spot. Stupid play by me. Pacific. How about our pick tonight on Pacific?
Woo, buddy. All right.
Let's go. Buzzer beater. This game was fantastic, by the way.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. There was a few moments where I thought Pacific was going to blow them out. There was a few moments I thought Washington State had this game over, had this game won. This was a great watch. Did you catch this game?
I watched the entire game. I'm really glad Pacific won because they were by far the better team tonight. Had a 10-point lead at half. They had lost 20 in a row in WCC play. So if they had given this one away, I was gonna be like, man, like, when are they ever gonna win again? I think Smart's a good coach, like Robert Martin's talking about in the chat. They play hard for him, and job well done, guys.
357 giving us $5. My thoughts on Bobby Knight. Did I like him as a person / coach?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I have a bobblehead of him throwing a chair. Look, he was an old school dude. I do like him. I respect him. Was he a fucking complete maniac? 100%. But and he was a dickhead at times, huge dickhead. He would block people from the transfer portal. I still will never understand that. Like, I will never understand. Like, Bobby Bowden would be a fucking asshole too, and everyone wants to say he's a great guy. I'm like, nah. He told their fucking running back they could only go to anybody, and this is pre-internet. So you're like, you're a backup at Florida State. And you're like, man, I'm a senior. I just want to play, right? I mean, who knows what another coach could do, right? Who knows what another coach could do for me, right? And he'd be like, okay, if you pick a team on the Pacific Ocean, and it's like, well, you didn't have the internet. You couldn't just hit anybody up. You're just like, well, I don't know anyone. I don't know these coaches. Well, yeah, well, you're not going anywhere else. You're stuck here. That was a part of a lot of coaches and their ideology back in the day that I just don't understand. However, do I think he was great for the sport? 1,000%. You got to have characters like him. And I think he was a good basketball coach. He, a lot of people don't know this, but he coached Coach K at Army, and his assistant coach was Bill Parcells, the New York Giants and New England Patriots head coach that won a bunch of Super Bowls. So I mean, clearly they were on to something. You know what I mean? Like, clearly they knew how to win, and they were fantastic. So I mean, yeah, the sport is better because of Bobby Knight, but at the same time, both can be right. You know what I mean? That's life, right? I feel like nothing is ever. It's like Michael Jordan you mentioned earlier. Michael Jordan, I am, for my money, is the best basketball player I've ever seen. But from what I understand, he's from several. I have a buddy that I went to high school with that still works for the Washington Wizards. He's like, dude, and he was the biggest Jordan fan. He's like, dude, not a nice human being. You know what I mean? He's like, he's just not a nice human being. So I mean, look, it comes with it, the territory. No one's perfect. You know what I mean? It's hard to find the perfect thing. Bob Knight, at the end of the day, makes the sport of college. He made the sport of college basketball better, and I'm glad we had him. How about that, Mac? You a Bobby Knight guy?
Oh hell yeah, I love Bobby Knight. We need a little bit more Bobby Knight now. We've gone too far. We need a little bit of shit and structure back in the set.
Yeah. I mean,
he's great. He went a little far, but hey, who cares?
Yeah. I mean, the thing that makes it interesting is that era. He was like, that was the norm.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying not him throwing chairs and choking people, but I'm saying like blocking the transfer. That was like a common thing.
Yep.
So as much as I want to say he's a dickhead, because I do think, like, I don't understand how you would just tell a young kid that has been with your program, no, you're going to sit there and ride the bench and not get any playing time. Like, I will never understand how that was like a popular thing among coaches. I just don't. And I still, to this day, like you look back and you're like, I watched some piece on Bobby Bowden and I'm like, they made him look like fucking Jesus. And I was like, in my mind, he's a dickhead. Was he a great basketball coach? Sure. Or was he a great football coach? Sure. But gosh, man, like that's a dickhead move 1 million out of 1 million times to me.
What ended up doing Bobby Knight in again? Was it somebody on campus, right? Said something to him?
Yeah, he was. I don't. What was the one that finally got him fired? I think it was just
some smart ass fucking kid said something to him. He just fucking choked it.
Well, he has the post game shit too.
Yeah.
Was it the choking that actually got him fired? I can't even remember.
I think it was the choke. He just choked the random guy.
I remember this. I remember the practice footage of him just choking someone out.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, John Chaney was intense too. I love John Chaney. I wish we had more characters like that. Cause they were John Chaney what gets lost in the luster about John Chaney was he was a great fucking basketball coach too, man. Look at Temple since he's left. Right. So like John Chaney, yes. Like the classic Calipari moment. And Calipari was like that dude in Friday who was like, what's his name? Stanley with this little Corvette. When Debo's like, you want some? He's like, no. Right. So like that John Calipari would have got murdered that day had that actually gone down. But anyway, I don't know. We're still recapping, but John Chaney, Bob Knight, may they rest easy. How about that? Idaho 80, Sac State 67. I was on Idaho, just didn't bet it. Damn it. But I did bet, and I think we double locked Oregon State, maybe even triple locked Oregon State. I thought they were going to win this game, but they give up a basket in the final 10 seconds to Santa Clara in overtime.
Choke.
Santa Clara 82, Oregon State 81. Your thoughts?
Yeah, Oregon State. I mean, you're up 3 with 10 seconds. You foul the fucking jump shooter, and then you don't box out. You give up a layup at the end. Just brutal way to lose.
Yeah.
Should have won the game.
Yeah, I thought they were the better team tonight, and they lost. But Portland State took care of E-Dub, 64-59. They didn't touch that game. Did you bet that?
Yeah, I bet Portland State. They made the free throw. Shout out to them.
There we go. Now this is one I really would have bet had it not been for the Fires. I am shocked that of all the schools, Cal Northridge played.
Yeah,
like
there wasn't really anybody there either.
I mean, the NFL moved their playoff game.
They played tonight.
I mean, Northridge. That's fascinating to me. Like, yeah. That's like crazy. Like, I did not know the. And I know that the school, I guess, has to decide too, but also the conference commissioner. I did not know he was that crazy. I'm surprised he hasn't taken more scrutiny for that. But UC Irvine, all these California games were fucked, man, and it was tough because I wanted to watch them because I was super excited about these games, and I bet them and I ate shit. But you have to wonder where the mindset's at. And we said this last night. I still wanted to go in on Riverside. I still wanted to go in on but I ended up eating shit on both those, and I can't help but think that this fucking thing played a factor. You know what I mean? Like I think Riverside's a way better team than Hawaii on a normal day. It just didn't happen today. Maybe my fault for just continuing to dive in on it, but yeah, I mean, I don't know. But Santa Barbara, of course, this is one that I wanted to bet too, but I actually backed off this one, and they beat Bakersfield by 12, so that one actually would have hit. And then we did cash on Portland plus the points against San Francisco. That was a double lock there. What do you make of these? I'm so bummed out. I love my Big West Thursdays. What do you make of these? Can you actually put any anything into these wins tonight in the Big West?
I'll give Irvine credit. Going on the road in the trap spot. I don't know how he didn't cover Cal Poly, by the way. Dude, they were up at half.
I know, dude. I actually thought I misread the score because I was like, I looked, I had it on the TV and I was like, okay, this was like a neck and neck game. And then like, I look up, like I'm watching the football game and then I look over and I'm like, wait, they're up by fucking 20. I was like, what happened?
That was brutal, man. They had the lead at half.
Yeah, no, I know for majority of that game, they were in that game. Yeah. So anyway, game balls, let's fire away.
Jack State, Ray Harper going back to Bowling Green, getting a big win. Shout out to him.
You motherfucker. Yeah, that's a good one though, because that's a tough place to win. And that dunk, I love the fuck you dunk. All right. People think I carry my grudges. William and Ball. This is the best team they've had in a little bit.
Yeah.
And kudos to them. All right. How about that, Bill and Mary? I thought Elon was going to destroy him personally. I thought Elon's just a much better team, but I was incorrect. Where are you going? Game ball number 2.
I thought we'd have a little bit of suspense here in the America East. No, Vermont's already won the league. Vermont game ball. They win at Lowell. They're not going to lose at home.
That's true.
They lose
That's
one
true.
game. I mean, what are they going to go 17-1? They won the league tonight.
Yeah, I like these game balls because they're kind of off the beaten path. But Tarleton State is rolling. Don't get in front of the Texans. 74-66 win in St. George or wherever the fuck that is. Zion, basically. What are you doing in the third game ball?
Queens goes to Lipscomb.
Oh yeah,
3-0, the Queens Royals. Let's go.
Love that play. Pacific. The Tigers in Pullman. Pac-12 bullshit out of here. That's what they said. 95-94 in a great game. Just an absolute great game. If you get a chance to rewatch this, I don't know if any of you are as sick as me and Mac, where we just watch
games all day.
Sometimes I'll watch the same game that I didn't pay attention to enough. You know what I mean? Like, let me throw this on the next day. But we do have a day game. So those are the game balls there. Let's get into tomorrow's action because I'm out of ad reads. Let's go. How are we doing on the structure, Bieniek? We got what time is this tipping off? 11 a.m. Merrimack at fucking Sacred Heart in Fairfield. Wow. Why is this line so short? I am going to take Sacred Heart +1.5. What are you doing here?
Yeah, I'm going to be on Sacred Heart. I think the reason why it's short, Sacred Heart's actually been a pretty good home team here. Sacred Heart's going to win outright. Hand Merrimack their first league loss here. Give me Sacred Heart.
Double lock. Could it be a triple lock?
No.
I think the reason why this is short is these are the two former NEC teams, and Sacred Heart beat them at home last year. Beat Merrimack at home. Look, I don't love tomorrow's slate really at all. I went through it and only had one game that I truly loved. So to get the 3 best bets on the day, going to Old Faithful, give me Merrimack. I just think they're the better team this year. I have another one of these type of plays where I'm going to kind of my darlings, but give me the Warriors.
Can't fade the kids, man.
We got a battle at 11 a.m. Dundee and Mac on fucking Sacred Heart.
Yes.
Phoenix saying Warriors come out to play. All right, moving along. We got Maction. We got Friday night Maction. Kent State laying 9.5 at Buffalo at the Alumni Arena. This is on CBS Sports. Buffalo's lost 5 straight. I fucking hate this game.
Do we stay Buffalo?
What? They just had that miraculous cover, dude. Fuck that. Give me Kent State.
We're getting Ken on a back-to-back road spot though.
No one is gonna be at this fucking game.
No, I know, but I mean Buffalo. It's a national TV game. Weird shit happens on those games.
You're flying solo. Give me Kent State. Is this standalone? No, thank God. Because I don't want to bet this game.
I'll stay away from a bet. No, thank you.
St. Peter's is at Niagara in Lewiston, New York. There, we should bet St. Peter's.
So what do we got? St.
Peter's laying 1.5. Let's bet St. Peter's.
They're 0-3. They go on the road here, get their first win. Let's go. St. Peter's.
They're better than Niagara, man. They're better than Niagara. They play much better defense, man. Yeah. Like they both suck at offense, but actually St. Peter's has the better ranked offense. But I'm just thinking it's a good spot.
0-3
These
team
Peacocks
laying points on the road.
Let's go. Give me these Peacocks minus 1.5. Double lock. All right. Mount St. Mary's is heading to the Bronx to take on the Jaspers of Manhattan that have kind of been a little darling of ours. Give me Manhattan minus 1.5. You can talk me into a lock here.
Yeah, I like Manhattan, especially at home. They've been playing hard for Gallagher here in year 2. I think Mount St. Mary's is over Chiefs so far. All over Manhattan here. Lock it up.
Double lock on the Jaspers. Let's go. Next up, we are going Iona into Fairfield, Connecticut. Take on the Stags. God loves Stags. Iona laying 1.5.
Bieniek.
What's he doing here? He's not locking this on the card. He's got 3 plays and it's not at the Mahoney Arena. Are you fucking kidding me? We saw Mahoney. His goddamn house was on fire. Did you catch that video of Steve Gutenberg? People leave your keys in the car. Like I get what he's saying, but look, if my whole entire town was on fire, including my house, don't know that I'm going to think to put the keys in the car. I get the point though. I get it would be more convenient. Sure. I don't know if you caught that video, but anyway, I'm on Fairfield. What are you doing here?
You want to push? Fairfield's lost 5 in a row. 4 out of the 5 have been on the road. Their only home game in that stint, they lost at the very end to Central Connecticut. They're still good at home in that building. Friday night, I ain't fucking betting Iona here. Fairfield all day. Lock it up.
There's not many games, so fuck it. Let's go. I mean, I don't have strong conviction. Out of all the locks, this will be the one that I like least.
But team,
yeah. You know me. I love Connecticut basketball. If you're not the UConn Huskies and Danny Hurley's whining ass. All right. Next up, Wagner. Oh, now every goddamn Connecticut team's playing today. So we got Sacred. Can we do a Sacred Heart, Fairfield, Central Connecticut parlay? The real schools of Connecticut. This is how you know you like college basketball. If you just say you like UConn, it's like, oh, it doesn't matter. I don't know. Oh, just in case, did they just leave the cars in the middle of the road? Well, the road was on fire, right? I mean, I understand in a perfect world, you do that. But I mean, I just think when you react, right? I get your point, but I don't know that I would have been sitting there thinking about, if everything's falling apart and on fire, I just think you're kind of like, oh shit, it's on fire. It's on fire. Let me get the fuck out of here. just from my experiences with fire. But
the championship game last year, right?
Is it?
I know Wagner won the league.
I don't know if Central got there. Wagner beat Merrimack.
Wagner. All right, so Wagner beat Central in the semis. Okay.
Yes, they did. 1 by 10.
Give me Central Connecticut State, but I mean, it's 9.5 is a big number in these games.
I'm betting Wagner. Wagner with a baffling, random, like horrible 2-game homestand that made no sense.
Three-game D1 homestand, by the way.
Yeah.
Throw in that Manhattan one.
Now they're hitting the road, buy low spot. I like Wagner to be chippy here as an 0-2 team in league play. I think Central Connecticut wins by 5. I'll lock up Wagner.
Woo!
Chippy.
I can't get there, man. Give me Central Connecticut State. No lock, though. I don't like laying 9.5. If you want to add it to the parlay, you play it on the money line.
This is a lock battle.
Woo!
I'm on the Blue Devils. This is one of the other throw it in games because I really like this Blue Devils team this year. Cocktail Napkin likes this one, has it as -12. I don't know if I'm that high on the play, but because I did not like too many spots, I'm going in here. Wagner, I don't know what's going on. 14-point loss at home to Manhattan, 12-point loss at home to Chicago State, 12-point loss at home to Fairleigh Dickinson. Those 3 teams have been dog water this year so far. Central Connecticut State has shown the ability that they can run it up on some of these teams. This is their home opener in conference. Both of these teams like to play slow. I just think Central Connecticut State has more offensive talent at that tempo to where they might be able to pull away in this one and win by double digits. So I'm going the real Blue Devils here.
Chalk.
I mean, Chicago State did beat Wagner by double digits, but I just can't get there on a lock. I just don't like laying 9.5. That's a big ass number in
it is a giant number in the
NEC play. Moving forward, let's go to
not even.
Oh, my bad.
Not
my
even.
Bad, my bad.
Music.
My bad. You're
That's
right.
the
I'm wrong. Bieniek on the real Blue Devils and Mac on the Vacuum Company. Moving forward, we got Minnesota away from the barn, heading to Madison. Wisconsin's laying 13.5 points. Oh, why do I feel like we should bet Minnesota?
Oh, dude, I love it. I was thinking the same thing. For what they played chippy under Ben Johnson at the Kohl Center here.
Lost by 2 last year, right?
Yeah, and then I think the year before that when they were horrible, they lost by like 6. I mean, Wisconsin's coming off what? The win at the rack earlier in the week. They've won 4 in a row.
I think it's the right side. I think everyone's going to take Wisconsin. I think you're right. I hate betting on Minnesota, but let's do it.
It's a rivalry.
Yeah.
They hate each other.
Give me the 13.5. Wisconsin wins by 11. Let's go. Well, from one hospital to another, Mercyhurst is getting 3 in Loretto, Pennsylvania against St. Francis. Today's card, hilarious. St. Francis has lost 3 in a row. I think we should take the red flash.
I kind of want to bet Mercyhurst. Like, who is St. Francis to be laying points?
That's why I want to take them, though.
I hear you. I think Mercyhurst is going to beat him outright. I think they're just disrespecting the Lakers.
You want to battle?
Yeah, let's have some fun on Friday night. Let's throw this one. It's a little small.
This just made the TV. That's what that means.
Oh, we're gonna have
Colby's gonna be watching the Real Lake Show on Friday night.
There we go.
Now we got a problem. Now we got a problem.
We got a battle in Loretto, Pennsylvania. Mac on the other hospital. Dundee on the red flash. Let's go. I mean, we're just convincing ourselves to bet. So Fair Dick is in Syracuse, New York. Maybe that's how Bob Costas got his stink eye. Lemoyne is laying 1.5. Oh boy. I think Lemoyne's the right play. But it stinks a little bit, right?
Well, I mean, Fair Dick is coming off a nice little performance. They won at Wagner in their opener as a 6 point dog, and then Lemoyne has lost 3 in a row at home. I mean, I think Lemoyne definitely is a side. Do you want to go in on this?
You don't find this line a little off though? I mean, I do want to go in it. There's not much on the slate, so I mean,
Lemoyne's 5-11 still. It's 5-11 versus 5-11.
Well, let's bet Lemoyne.
Let's go.
Yeah. Double lock on these Dolphins.
Be a fun slate.
You want to get rich?
I've been waiting for this game.
Because plus 170 on the money line is out there. And yes, I'm talking about the fucking Long Island Sharks heading into Massachusetts. Take on a fucking Stonehill team. I ain't never heard of this Stonehill bullshit. All right. The Sharks have been swimming heavy all year. And now you throw this bullshit. You know, the audacity, not audacity, the audacity Las Vegas has putting up this fucking number in my fucking face. When the Sharks have been a covering machine, Moneyline Mac has been the biggest hater when it comes to the fucking Sharks. He took Chicago State. They couldn't even get 40 on the just fantastic defense that fucking Gillian and Rod Strickland have compiled. And I can tell you this, buddy. This team's made us a bunch of money. They won at Charlotte. They went into the clit and did what they had to do because they're always winning. They beat down the fucking Lemoyne team we just locked up that you're so excited to lock up that you're trying to talk me into. And they did that because they're the fucking best team in all the land. And when they go into this bullshit, what's the name of this bullshit stadium? Are you trying to beat a Steinberg Wellness Center with your goddamn Marquette gymnasium? I can tell you this. This is free fucking money. All right, it's a brand new year, but the Christmas tree's still up for a fucking reason, because we're cashing. Gifts are happening tomorrow when the Long Island Sharks hit the money line plus 170. Mac, you better not fucking battle me, because Peter Luger's already has an 86 for Moneyline Mac. But I know a few people that can get you that liquid lunch if you want to dance. What are you doing here?
This is going to be IUPUI and fucking Detroit all over again. Same line. It's like, what? They're playing well. I'll battle you. Give me the graveyard. The Sharks are going down to the graveyard tomorrow, baby. They're dying.
The graveyard ain't got no guts. They were the Chieftains back in the day. And then they switch over to the fucking Skyhawks. The fuck's going on over here? Southeastern Massachusetts. No one been to that shithole. All right. This is money. This is free money. Bieniek, how did you get over here and say there's 3 good plays on the card? And where you fall asleep again back there, buddy? Too many.
I said there was only
too many
one good
fucking
play
Capri Suns.
Who you bet in this game, Noah?
I think on the picks page I took Long Island in the points.
Yeah, goddamn right you did.
I think I picked Stonehill to win, LIU to cover.
Let me tell you, this is a golden opportunity. Long Island won last year 63-60 on January 25th. Revenge? I don't think so. Long Island's got a lot better as a team, bringing in Gillian, bringing in some other guys that got athleticism. And I think it's good to get away from the city sometimes. A lot of distractions, scattered ass. You start winning some games, holding teams to 39 fucking points. Battle. Dundee on the Sharks was swimming. See ya, Lugas. Mac with his bullshit yet again. All right. Ryder. It's taking on Canisius. Refresh my memory on what Canisius is doing again. Oh,
winless.
Yes, 0-14. I wasn't sure if it was 13 or 15 or 14.
I mean, this has to be it, right?
This has to be right.
Oh my! It is 0-3 versus 0-3. Ryder has lost 8 in a row. Canisius lost 14 in a row. Somebody's got to win.
You parlay this Long Island Sharks with Canisius. Interesting parlay for the classic Nor'easterner coming through. Let's bet Canisius.
I think at a principle we have to. I mean, they're not going to go 0-31, and they get a team that's lost 8 in a row, laying 3 now. Come on, have some pride.
Double lock on an 0-14 team. Subscribe to the College Basketball Experience. Bieniek, you fucking gutless coward. All right, sitting back there. You're just gonna fucking let this one go?
How do you not jump in on this?
You gotta fix your fucking personality, buddy. All right.
I think I bet every MAAC game and NEC. I love Friday nights.
All right. Next up, we got Siena at the Aqueduct taking on Quinnipiac. Another every goddamn Connecticut team's playing tomorrow. It's fantastic for the state. Let me tell you. Quinnipiac's laying 4.5, and I will not take that. I will lock up Siena.
Ooh.
Let's go. Siena is the greatest team to bet on in the East Coast. Join the party. It's like the first dude that made acid. You know what I mean? Gave it to his friends, and they're all just like, "Hey, they're just ahead of the curve." You know about acid. No one else does, and you're just going out, and you're like, you're just sitting, you're just bored in a park smoking weed. Do this, dude. What are you doing here?
This is going to be another fun lock battle. Give me the Aqueduct at home. They're good at home. Siena's frauds.
You are disrespectful in so many ways. Battle Dundee on the St. Bernards. Mac on these cats. All right, next up. Oh boy, Mick Cronin just shit on his entire team. Whoa, what happened here?
Whoa, he just disconnected.
All right, I understand my Siena angle. All right, and my Long Island Shark talk. I know you're 86 from Peter Luger's, but you're still not 86 from this podcast yet. But if you fade Long Island a few more fucking times, we might have to 86 you from the whole goddamn pod with the way you've been treating these fucking Sharks all year. But this game's hilarious. I actually think Maryland fans will actually show up for this one.
It's a bold prediction.
Well, I mean, a lot. Yeah, these days. you weren't watching.
No, I was not around
this environment in college hoops for a long time.
Maryland used to be lit.
Oh yeah! Shout out to X-Ray Hip. There you go. I'm gonna bet UCLA. I have to. When you shit on your team that much. Now it could go the other way, but this is a tricky one because you're going cross country, man.
Yeah.
Like, if I just wish they were playing like USC or Oregon or Washington, like you're going
strategically. Cronin, I don't know if he chose the right time to pull that card because yes, they are traveling cross country.
The more I think about
hungry Maryland team that dropped 2 in a row on their West Coast trip. This is going to be a tight game. I am on UCLA with.
I'm taking the points. Yeah.
It's going to be a tight game. I think the Bruins could lose, but I think they're going to cover. And this is actually my favorite bet of the day, just because, this has been a road team series here. 2 years ago, UCLA blasted the Terps in College Park. So yeah.
Mac, what are you doing here?
I'm going to battle you. I think Willard rallies the troops here. I think Cronin, like Noah said, chose the wrong time. I think Maryland's better. especially in that building on the East Coast. I think that they remember that game 2 years ago. They're not going to lay another egg here. I think they pull away, win by 8 or 9. Give me the Terps.
It's a much different team now.
We got a battle. Bieniek, Dundee on these Bruins. Mac on these Terps. You know what you're underestimating, all you guys?
What's that?
Tragic magic.
Who died?
Dude, the
Los
fires.
Angeles. Los Angeles died. Yeah.
It's nuts. I mean,
the whole city got deleted.
The whole Big West played tonight. The whole Big West played tonight. They clearly said
Yeah.
nothing.
Well, I don't think Los Angeles knew the Big West was playing.
That was so good. He goes, "Who died?" All of Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Fucking Big West said, "All right, play on."
Well, even more so is like UCLA is on the west side of Los Angeles, so like the Palisades are right there.
Good. All the California teams lost. Distractions. Thinking about home too much. Go Terps. Welcome to the East Coast. Better Coast.
This is going to be a good game. I'm crossing my fingers. It's going to be a good game because this slate outside of this game doesn't provide too much. I think this.
Well, we got the football game at least to throw in there.
This one should be an electric matchup.
I'm going to force myself, and I'm going to challenge you, Mac. I know it's not standalone, but I feel like we have to bet the final game on the slate because it's a action game on a Friday, and we have yet to bet an action game.
I know.
So I feel like we should force ourselves to bet this one because it's the only game on at that time besides UCLA Maryland, and it stinks to high hell.
Seriously, what the fuck is it?
I mean, the CBS Sports is nationally televised, of course. What the fuck is this line?
Central Michigan has lost 5 out of 6, 0-2 in league play. Toledo's a wagon at home. What are we missing here?
I mean, we went in the other day on Toledo, right? Or no, wait, who was that? Was that Toledo at Western Michigan?
Yeah, Western Michigan.
Yeah.
I think we just be a square here. Maybe they're giving us a gift here going into Saturday. I'm not getting cute and taking the chips.
No. Let's take these Rockets. I think that's.
I think you got to grab it
strap
now
yourself
too,
into
but,
the launch pad if you're buying it.
Hey, I think you got to grab this now. There's no way this is coming down, right?
No way. You got to take it now.
I mean,
you got to take it now.
This is as square gets here. But hey, the public wins sometimes. Let's go.
Wait, is this because Ohio State is playing? So no
Say it
one's
again.
going to go to
Your
this
mic
game?
cut out.
Ohio State.
Like the fact that Ohio State's playing right now, all of Ohio, and I know you could say Toledo's not part of Ohio being a guy.
Toledo's closer to Michigan, yeah.
Still, everyone's going to be watching the Ohio State game, right?
Probably.
Is that why the line is so short? Like no one's going to actually be at this game.
No, Toledo's still got dedicated Rockets fans.
Is Kowalczyk's coach there? I mean, it's hard to go against them.
Yeah, let's just do it. Let's do it. Double lock. Bieniek, you went in on your Rockets?
Yeah, I'll jump in on my Rockets. Let's play 4.
There we go.
Let's do it.
Watch them win by 4. They're not losing. They're like,
party, pal.
We're gonna get some voodoo half court heat.
By the way, Toledo, they've beaten Western Michigan by 6, Eastern Michigan by 3 in back-to-back games. Now they got Central here.
Triple lock on these Rockets. Let's go. All right, that is our slate. Top 3 plays of the night. I know I've been doing 4, but I don't know about today. Number 1 for me is clearly the Long Island Sharks. They're more athletic, they're better, and they're just a better team than Stonehill. So pencil that one in. 2. I think it's St. Peter's. The Peacocks. 3. Actually, I will give you 4 plays. 3.
struggling.
I think 3. It's hard to just be fully in on, but I think at 3, I think it's simple. It's Canisius. And at 4, I'm going UCLA. The tragic magic effect. Let's go. Mac, fire.
God, it is hard. I think my favorite one's Fairfield. Fairfield at home, where they play well. They bounce back against Tobin. Quinnipiac probably would be 2 against Siena here. Number 3, Toledo. I know it's as square as it gets, but
I almost said it over Canisius. I was like, it's either Toledo or Canisius.
Maybe we'll just get on here and we'll laugh and say, I can't believe they only gave us 4.5 with Toledo. They tried to get cute here. I'm hoping that's it here.
Bieniek?
My favorite play tomorrow is UCLA. I saw what happened last year with Mick Cronin lighting a fire under his team's ass, ripping them a new hassle. They went like on a 9-game win streak. I think there's that possibility for a lot of the same core from last year's team here once again. Also, I like the tragic magic angle that Colby spurred on me on the moment. I'll add that to the handicap. Central Connecticut State -9.5. I think they run it up on Wagner, who's lost by double digits to 3 straight bad D1 teams, in my opinion. And then Merrimack -1.5. An old NEC game, and it's Merrimack, just trying to assert dominance once again on the NEC former foe, because they ran that conference once upon a time. I think this line's kind of short.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to do that.
I think the line's short. So yeah, 1.5 Merrimack.
Goddamn soundboard over here. I didn't mean to do that, dude.
Slip.
Shout out to Ja Chronic. It says Ohio State money line. Wait a second. And he goes and the over.
Pair that with something.
So he's pairing it with the over. I bet you.
Just
Ohio State money line and the over.
Take the minus. What is it? 6, 5, whatever it's at right now. And the over. That's what I say. Don't do the money line. Come on, Ja.
I'm on the points with Texas, as nasty as it is.
Well, you hate Ohio State though, so no one should listen to that.
Well, I'm also buying into the Wink Martindale went down to Austin for a recruiting trip. And also Texas, if the offensive line shows up, they might be able to run the ball. We'll see.
All right, Mac, what are you doing in that game?
Texas outright. I think everybody's
he's a Big 12 homer.
No, trust me, I'm not claiming Texas. I do find it ironic that the SEC goes SEC for Texas when 75% of their team played in the Big 12 last year.
Yeah, trust me.
But,
75. I feel like 99% of their team played in the Big 12, and I love it because they're like, this will never work. I see that you win in the Big 12, it'll never work in the SEC.
Trust me, Big 10 fans are stuck in a rock in a hard place right now, because we had 2 Big 10 teams in the semifinals, but we don't root for each other's teams and programs to win the national championship.
Yeah.
So it's like, do you want the conference to look good and win a game, or are you going to dance on your rival's grave here? We'll see.
That's true. Just put your mask on first. Folks.
I don't get it. It flew over my head.
When the Big Ten just decided to cancel football for a season, and then they saw the rest of the world was going to play football. Right?
That was such bullshit when they put Ohio State mode.
It flew over Mac's head too.
Yeah. No, Mac got it. Mac got it. Yeah.
Those little fucking bitches in the Big Ten, they act like they're all fucking tough. They're fucking ran for the hills during COVID.
Hoity-toity firing Pat Fitzgerald because some guy gets a flying squirrel. You know what I mean? Come on.
Our team had COVID for 3 weeks. We missed 3 football games. That was a ton of money for the school.
Yeah.
You're no better than the Pac-12.
I heard Harbaugh ordered that COVID burger at the at that, what was the name of that place again?
The little brown jug. That's what it's called.
Little brown jug. All right.
Yep.
I got to get there when I go to Ann Arbor, buddy. All right.
They've got great burgers.
You been there? How many times?
I've been there 3 times.
It's top notch.
Yeah, it's one of the best spots on campus. It's really just the city is the campus. So
yeah. Shout out to Card Collector. Shout out to Travis Justice. Shout out to anyone that had a COVID burger.
Yeah. Time to watch rain.
Jerry Davis, why do I like the over in Texas, Ohio State? Because I think Texas's defense has been shitty all year. Personally, not shitty, but their numbers are lying to you. They haven't played any good offenses. They played a bunch of backup quarterbacks. There's a reason why Clemson had what I think was 420 on them, and then Arizona State had over 500 on them. So I think Ohio State will be able to get whatever they want on Texas's defense. And then I think the other side is I think Texas can Sark, although I don't think he's a great coach in big games, he can scheme guys open, and Texas has guys that can score. Like they can take a wide receiver screen 80 yards at any time. So I just do believe they can. Now I don't think running the ball is going to work. I don't think running the ball is going to work based on the offensive line I saw last week against Arizona State. Like Ohio State's D line to me is way better than Arizona State's D line. So, unless the offensive line just had an off day, because I came into this playoffs thinking Texas had the best O line. I looked like a fool last week. So, but I will say this: I think Texas passing the ball can exploit some weaknesses in Ohio State's defense.
A good point by DeJuice too. Texas kicker. Oh boy.
Yeah. But I like Ohio State minus the points. I'm on Ohio State minus. I think they're going to win by double digits.
And for what it's worth, Ohio State's kicker, he missed 2 field goals in the Michigan game. Put him in a close game, and Ohio State kickers have a tendency of choking.
Oh man, he's got to rub Tabasco in the eyes.
That right? Ruggles guy. I mean, New Year's Eve, the ball dropped as soon as that missed kick was shanked 40 yards left.
You better hope they don't bring Urban Meyer back.
Yeah, I mean that New Year's kick was pretty hilarious though.
He's still kicking.
Yeah,
tremendous.
I like Ohio State though minus the points. I also like the over and a bunch of props. Me and NC Nick just dropped a prop episode. Check out the College Football Experience feed.
It'll be
fairly
linked
well
over
today
here for TC Trims people, the TMZ people.
There we go. Check out the College Football Experience. Check out the College Basketball Experience. Check out the College Baseball Experience. We got conference preview starting next week. Look, how many Valentine's days? How many Valentine's days have you had with your gal? All right, just tell her, honey, let's watch some college baseball that morning when you wake up before you go to dinner. Bieniek, what's an early game that you know of off the top of your head on Valentine's Day?
I'm still in preview mode.
This fucking guy.
I mean, there's always plenty of tournament. There's Arlington tournament. There's
look, I can tell you, ECU plays at State next week. Week 1 in college football in fucking August. Georgia Tech's at Colorado. I could go one by one.
Not there yet.
All right. Well, maybe you don't subscribe to the College Baseball Experience.
Make sure you get that shitty newsletter.
We're not serving high heat over there anymore.
I'm deep into making some spreadsheets. I got to figure out the rosters.
Yeah, ECU's gonna win. That's the lock you guys all needed to hear. All right. Mm-hmm. But check out the College Baseball Experience. Next week we'll be previewing conferences, and goddamn it, we're gonna know the schedule by then. All right. If that doesn't happen, then that'd be a fun show. Just not talk about any schedule. Anyway, check us all out. Check out the Sports Gambling Podcast, and
imagine a gambling podcast with no picks.
I think I've done that before, but shout out to all the people that still got the Christmas tree up. No, you still got your Christmas tree up?
Yep.
There we go.
I'll post a picture of it on Twitter after this.
There we go. Yeah, let's ride. All right. Till next time, this is the college basketball experience. You better start thinking about yours. And we are out of here.
Mailbox 1.
I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. We're the obsession to be a part of that, started that. Mind over matter don't matter in the market. I've seen much smarter cats have heart attacks, largely because leaders need lambs to be lethargic. Match wits with the half-wit phantom. I don't need jumper cables or mic cords to analyze an analytical anthem. Between my two ears, an engine pumping the life force. Force field for your grip on the grievance. Still gonna feel unchallenged and bored stiff. So arrange the pieces to prepare cohesive. All the hard work will go largely ignored if your hands are covered with post-its and paper cuts. You need to have your voice in the vice grip. The one who made it famous ain't the one who made it up. You don't get overtime just for working the night shift. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Every time I close my eyes, I'm taken to the same place, a playing field, and every contestant's got the game face. Everybody's yelling, you ought to play it safe. Make sure them shoes are tied and ankles taped. Shake the cobweb, hit the ground running. This is how cunning I can get with the footwork. You're doing it right, well, it shouldn't hurt. Flirt with greatness, still I run the famous. Nice high heels, I got mics for spice. Trampling the home team and the turf for life. For the few fleet of foot, too fast for me. I fear none, cause I run and ignore the pit. Of feet by the tree that are fast asleep. In love with the game, you adore the head. I believe in achievement. My soul isn't rewarded just cause it's easy goal to move toward it. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outsmart my body and soul, or nothing without heart. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outrun my body and soul, or nothing without love. I'm not saying I'm impossible to outdo my body and soul, or nothing without truth. I'm not saying it's impossible, but you're nothing without yourself. Conspiracy theories, gotta love them clearly. Nothing's more entertaining than entertaining a query. Just the words of the wise and the weary. Recognize the authors of reality and theory. Theoretically, I could have won Scribble Jam. In reality, I lost to a legend. Theoretically, I'm best friends with Uncle Sam. In reality, I've never even met him. Now, one day my potential may become reputation. Until then, I'm still a work in progress. I suggest you question what I'm saying. If anything, you become familiar with the process. My agenda may suit your needs. When I say your bill of rights has been ripped to shreds, but if it defends what you believe, hold ear to your truths and scream fuck seeds.